Stoke 0, Southampton 2 from the Bet365. Quite comfortable for Saints in the end, I think. Held Stoke at arm's length, and once that second goal had gone in, not long into the second half, didn't really lay much of a glove on them, Stoke, did they? They did hit the post at 2-0 down, but that was kind of like volley from the edge of the box that Daisy cutted along and nearly crept in the corner. But I think it's a fairly convincing win that for Southampton. Saints move up in the Live League table. They are into the top half, but they could be overtaken, obviously, today onto 40 points. 7 off the playoffs. Southampton with 16 games remaining. They've not been great this season, but this was something near what we'd expect from that cast of players. Obviously, Southampton, a year one parachute team, able to add the likes of Fellows and Azaz in. Ross Stewart is back in the 11 as well. And they all registered goal contributions today. It was, I guess the story of the win in the first half really for Southampton was the ability to switch the play and get the wingers, Cienza and Fellows, into the game. We'd already had a couple of penalty box entrances from Leo Cienza before the opening goal. And I've got to say, really, really good bit of play by Taylor Harwood-Bellis. You've got the ball on the back line and he plays a rip-roaring pass right through the entire pitch. And Tom Fellows is literally inside the penalty box. And you just saw 3 Southampton players arriving in the middle. And you're thinking, Fellows, joint top assist maker in the Championship last season. Surely he's going to pick out the pass. It's exactly what he does. Any one of them could have finished it off. And Finn Azaz, inside the posts, just drills the ball in from super close range for the opening goal. Otherwise, in the first half, I suppose the main event, Finn Azaz takes on his man, Ash Phillips, inside the box. He's in on goal. He goes down. Gets booked for diving. Didn't look like a horribly controversial decision, I have to say. I know people obsessed with contact. Contact doesn't mean a foul, and it can be contact and a dive. I think his knee gets brushed, does it? Is the contact proportional? I think he's been asked about it right now on my screen right now, but I can't watch the interview because I'm doing this. Is the contact proportionate for the player to go down? Referee said no. I think if Azaz keeps his foot in, maybe he scores the second, but immaterial in the end. Mark Robbins, scorched earth at half-time, triple substitution, not happy with what he saw. Wilmot, Pearson and Psycho in. It should be pointed out Stoke's injury issues. Mubama, Bazunu, Chemadu, Baker, Bosnick, Gallagher, Johansson, all players who likely would have featured in some way, shape or form today. Certainly would have been in the squad, you would think, all out injured. And Mark Robbins wanted something from Stoke in the second half that he just didn't get. Southampton fairly comfortable. And a lot of that to do with the game state just really being killed off by Flynn Downs' second goal for Saints. Not the most aesthetically pleasing goal. Corner comes over. I think it's Ross Stewart who gets the touch. He's got the assist here. Downs kind of falls over. He's laying on his back a couple of yards from goal. And he does quite well, actually, to, whilst on the floor, just poke it over the line from virtually on the line. And it's 2-0. And that really, really killed it. And Southampton are quite comfortable, I've got to say, after that. As we mentioned, Seiko hit the post. Fawumni came into the game. He was quite fun and direct. But other than that, I think Southampton were quite comfortable. And maybe Stoke fans will argue, okay, you're playing a year one parachute team and you've got a load of injuries. What do you expect? And I kind of buy that argument, even though it's a little bit reductive. But Stoke weren't great today. We've seen them at their best be very solid and have a big threat. I know Manhurth wasn't playing today. Thomas and Manhurth have been strong. Schmidt, the new striker, had a very quiet debut. So they just need to do a little bit more. Stoke with what they've got. And as Mark Robbins said in his pre-match, just hope over the next few weeks that some injured players come back. For Southampton, as you can imagine, I get asked every week, one of these teams that are kind of underperforming. I get asked, can they make the playoffs? Yeah, they can. Are they likely to make a run that would get them into the playoffs? Well, remember when Tondereka got the job or was caretaker manager? Did they win like 6 in 7 or something? If they win 6 in the next 7, Stoke will probably be in the playoff. Southampton will probably be in the playoffs. I've been falling over that all day, haven't I? Terrible. But there's a lot of traffic and the gap is 7 points with only 16 rounds remaining. So improbable, but not impossible for Southampton. But they need a run now, don't they? And this sense of underachievement that has been pervading their season. They've. What I will say is they're at home quite a lot through February. They play Watford, Leicester in the Cup, Charlton and QPR. In fact, they play 3 home games in a row. They also face Sheffield Wednesday, who are bottom of the table and destined to go down. So there is that. And then in March, they face Coventry, Ipswich, Wrexham. Tricky run there for sure. Apologies if you were on TikTok. A call just came in and the stream has vanished. Need to put my phone on Do Not Disturb for that reason. No, thank you to the people who are on TikTok. So, yeah, we will watch this space with Southampton and we'll watch this space towards the end of the transfer window. Lots of questions as well about Adam Armstrong today. Not around and maybe on the move. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. I think fairly comfortable for Southampton in the end. Stoke needs some players back. Stoke 0, Southampton 2.